Und damit herzlich willkommen zurück zu einer weiteren Runde von Fire Emblem Warriors Free Hopes. Wir haben beim letzten Mal den Mitri befreit, den haben wir jetzt endlich wieder im Team. Und vor allem, was noch besser ist, wir können endlich unseren B- und unseren A-Support mit ihm schieben. Naja, und wir haben noch ein paar Supports mehr. Also von daher, ich würde mal sagen, wir fangen mal lieber an.
Oh, you're awake. Don't worry, it's only been a few hours.
What happened? The last I remember, I was training some of our new recruits.
You got hit by some stray magic. Pretty hard, too.
Yes, that's right. How could I have let my guard fall so carelessly?
Probably the exhaustion. You usually sidestep stuff like that, no problem. Everybody was really worried about you, though. Dedue and Felix in particular didn't know what to do with themselves. Guess the silver lining is that it forced you to get some rest. If only for a few hours.
Apologies for causing such a disturbance. I'm fine now, I assure you.
Uh-huh, sure you are. I know you're just gonna get straight back to work if I leave you be. But hey, take a look around first.
The room is immaculate. Is this your handiwork?
Yep, though we left anything that seemed like it would need your input. Figured we could at least take care of the small stuff while you were out, though. Oh, and everyone, and I mean everyone, thinks you should be taking more breaks.
I'm certainly grateful for the gesture. But how did you find time for this amidst your other responsibilities?
It was easy once we split everything up. Felix, Dedue, and I wrapped up the training session in your stead. Then Rodrigue and Sylvain handled the rest of your paperwork. You might want to glance through it later, though.
Ich hätte nicht gedacht, dass Sylvain so jemand ist, der sich auf Papierkram stützt. So Rodrigue, ja, aber Sylvain?
To the horses, while Ash and Annette helped organize all your books.
Leute, euch ist klar, dass das der König ist. Warum hat der so viele Pflichten? Warum muss der sich um die Pferde kümmern, um das Training? Das ist der König!
Oh, and Mercedes baked some wonderful treats for you. They'll have you back on your feet in no time. What else? What else? Oh, right. We sent some soldiers out to check on the nearby villages, too.
Incredible. I never expected you to do this much.
So halt, ist ja kein Wunder, dass der umkippt, weil er von irgendwas getroffen wird, wenn er so viel macht. Gute Güte.
I told you not to do everything yourself, but you still keep piling more and more stuff on anyway.
That's not true. I've relied on you and the others much more frequently of late. Besides which, this is what I want to do.
You've gotten better, sure, but I'm saying it's not enough. Don't you trust us?
This isn't a matter of trust. I deeply depend on every single person in this army.
Then why didn't you tell anyone else about how you went and buried all those villagers? Everyone was stunned when I mentioned it to them. They want to hear about that stuff from your mouth, not mine.
Yes, My apologies.
If you're really sorry, then you won't let it happen again. Anyway, go get some more rest. And don't try to say you're not tired just so you can keep working.
I see I can't fool you. Though in truth, I doubt I'll be able to doze off again so soon after enjoying my first dreamless sleep in ages.
In that case, come kill some time with me. I'm sure the training grounds will be free by now.
Yes, that sounds lovely. And, thank you.
Oh Mann. Okay, den A-Support verständlicherweise können wir noch nicht machen. So, was hast du noch für Supports gesammelt? Mit Ingrid.
Your Majesty, about tomorrow's drills. Apologies. I did not mean to interrupt.
It's fine, Ingrid. We had just finished.
That was the leader of the Dusker forces, yes? What were you talking about?
We were discussing various tactics and formations. We must be aligned if we're to fight together. The way Dusker soldiers operate is quite different from our knights. I must also be mindful of how I deploy them to avoid undue conflict.
Yes, I hear there have already been a number of small quarrels in the encampment.
It's not a problem easily solved. I'm sure each side finds it difficult to adjust to the other. And you, Ingrid, do you still hate the people of Dusker?
I no longer have reason to hold on to that hate. Yes, a few of them were involved in the tragedy, but I cannot blame the rest for that. There were many other forces at work. I understand that now. Yet I used to focus all my negative feelings on the people of Dusker, and for that I am ashamed. In a way, I now find myself scared of interacting with them at all.
You needn't blame yourself. The fault lies with me for not speaking to you about it more 6 years ago. I hesitated because I didn't wish to confuse the matter, not knowing the full truth of it. But you were forced to grapple with many painful feelings as a result. Clearly, my priorities were not in order.
You had enough to deal with 6 years ago. So many knights were expelled from the castle, and almost none but Lord Rodrigue would set foot in the capital. Even my father prevented me from going to see you.
Yet, I still could have sought you out, and I had countless chances to discuss the matter at the academy.
I do not think I would have taken it well even if you had. I was convinced that Glenn died saving you from irredeemable villains. I forced myself to believe that. If I hadn't, I fear I may have gone mad.
I was in a similar position. But once I finally opened the lid on that box, I realized just how many were involved, including members of our own kingdom. In the end, I knew I had to reconcile with reality.
And I must also accept the reality that stands before me now. We are allied with the people of Dusker, which means I can no longer avoid them.
I have an idea. It may not help, but I'd like to take you somewhere. The father of that man I was speaking with earlier opened an inn last year, and it's not far. Would you care to join me there for a meal? Word has it he's quite skilled at making all manner of food. Of course, if this is all too much and too soon, I understand.
Not at all. I would love to accompany you. Though it shames me to admit it, I likely lack the courage to go alone. But with you at my side, I think I can take that first step.
Oh, das gibt doch wieder Gerüchte.
In that case, let us make haste. Oh, and this will be my treat. So keep your pocketbook shut.
Ja, das gibt definitiv Gerüchte. Mal sehen, wen haben wir denn noch? Du. Mit... Ach, mit Petra. Ich habe mir sagen lassen, dass er sehr interessant sein soll.
Need something?
I have been noticing that you are going out of your way to be helping me. Even more than the others. Why is this?
You're a foreign queen. Neglecting you would reflect poorly on His Majesty.
You do not need to be worrying. I possess skill at adapting. Before, I was thinking Fargus was too cold. But now, I have become adapted to it.
Good.
But I am experiencing a problem. I still have struggles with the language of Fodlan. Perhaps you can be teaching me?
Me? Teach you the language?
Yes. I know the tongue of Duscur also has many differences from Fodlan's. But you speak as if this is your land of home.
You give me too much credit.
I am spending my days with native speakers just like you. And I am always studying with hardness. But you are still surpassing me in this language. How did you become this way?
His Majesty taught me. He felt it unproductive to communicate in broken sentences, so we spent years teaching each other.
An exchange of languages! That idea is a wonderful one. If Dimitri found success teaching you, maybe you can be doing the same for me. Do we have agreement?
Why me?
You said that Dimitri is not wanting me to be neglected. Not being able to convey my feelings is giving me great sadness. It is making me feel frustration and loneliness.
Ah.
When I was first in Fodlan, I could not be saying anything in this language. Whenever Edelgard was speaking to me, I could only be staring back at her with big, confused eyes. Then I decided to be studying on my own. But the nobles were laughing and saying my words were ugly.
It was the same for me, but His Majesty was always close. If ever I struggled with a word, he would teach me.
But I was a hostage. I was without such a teacher. Until today, now I am having you.
I suppose you do.
Es wundert mich irgendwie, dass die beiden keinen Support in Free Houses hatten. Das ist so eine verschenkte Gelegenheit. Das dürfte die letzte sein.
What were you thinking? Sticking your nose into some soldier's fight? You have a lot of growing up to do if you're still throwing yourself in the middle of random brawls like that. Keep this up, and House Fraldarius' reputation will be rolling in the mud with you. Not to mention how it reflects poorly on His Majesty, considering he's the one who made you a duke.
I know all that.
Do you? Because you don't look like a man who's achieved some fantastic new enlightenment.
This is rich coming from you. I liked it better when you used to take the heat.
Are you kidding? You were always the one being scolded when we were kids.
Only because you were a half-wit who kept dragging me into your ludicrous schemes.
Was that how it was? Whatever you say. But tell me, what's got you swinging your fists around this time?
Nothing specific. I just couldn't back down after getting involved.
You really need to start being more careful. Look, you've even got a bruise going. Who knows what would happen to Fargus if we lost you?
I won't say you'd be fine without me, but you do know I could fall in battle any day now, right?
Bite your tongue, Felix. Just think for 2 seconds. What would happen to Fargus? And to His Majesty if you died? He's got too much on his plate already, yet he insists on doing everything himself. War with the Empire, battles outside Fodlan, governing the kingdom, reforming the entire social structure of pretty much everything. If he didn't have you at his side, he'd fall flat on his face.
You speak as though you have no stake in this whatsoever. We're in the same situation. One of these days, you'll inherit the title of Margrave Gautier. Are you ready for that?
I know. Trust me, I am very well aware. Which is why I always act with the utmost integrity.
You're the complete opposite of integrity. Though I suppose you have been attempting to shake some of your old habits recently.
You know, It wouldn't kill you to pat me on the back every once in a while.
You're like a baby that just learned to walk. A pat on the back would only knock you over. You can try to make up for your past actions all you want, but that kind of thing isn't easily swept aside. The sooner you realize that, the better.
That tongue of yours is sharp as ever, I see. Never change, Felix.
I guess I was a touch reckless this time, as much as I hate to admit it. So I'll give you that much.
So, waren das jetzt alle oder haben wir noch eins? Das sieht gut aus. Gut, dann können wir uns in die nächste Schlacht stürzen. Perfekt.
Which battlefield
Mal gucken, wo es diesmal hingeht. Es geht nach da und da. Du hast folgenden Nebenquest-Kampf freigeschaltet. Wildblumen für die Zukunft. Nebenquest. Je nachdem, welche Einheiten zu deinen Verbündeten zählen, können im Laufe der Geschichte Nebenquests verfügbar werden. Wähle auf der Kriegskarte das Basislager aus, um Nebenquests anzeigen zu lassen. Na dann. Wildblumen für die Zukunft. Einige der Überlebenden von Duskull stehen Fargus vehement feindselig gegenüber. Die vom Königreich zur Lösung der Situation entsandt werden, durchleben eine Tragödie. Na toll. Dann kümmern wir uns mal darum, wa? Wie schlimm kann es werden?
Well, you three are a merry bunch. If this is how you're gonna approach the next battle, I better go buy some white cloth so we can start sewing our surrender flags.
Sorry. I was lost in thought for a second there.
You don't say. What's got you down?
I just never imagined we'd all be fighting together here in Duskur. You come back here often, right, Dedue? I have heard His Majesty say as much on multiple occasions.
Yes.
Well, Duskur is still quite new to most of us, so we will definitely be depending on you.
A word, Ingrid. It's true we shouldn't wallow in the past, but there is also no need for false cheer.
Sure, but considering who we're going up against, it's not like we've got happy days ahead.
We'll be fighting a Duskur militia, right?
Yeah, we've been asked to put down an insurrection. Some sort of internal disagreement.
Duskur is divided. Some seek peace with Fargus. Others reject it.
Things have been getting better between our two lands of late, but there are still plenty of folks who can't let the old grudges go.
Hey, I get it. A lot of these people lost everything.
His Majesty still seeks to make amends. He's come here for speeches countless times. Our activities today are part of that effort.
Well, you still seem awfully gloomy if that's all this is. I mean, I get that this is a place where important folks died, but that's not exactly unusual, you know?
There's more. The leader of this insurrection aided the people who killed the late king all those years ago. So, we're not just here to put down some random rioters. Our real task is to arrest the leader and bring him back to Fhirdiad.
That man played a key role in the tragedy of Duskur. And he's responsible for Glenn's death.
Wait, hold on. This guy's from Duskur, right? I thought they had nothing to do with all that.
The vast majority did not.
But a few did, even if they weren't the brains behind the whole thing. We always knew some from Duskur were involved, as guides, if nothing else. And the Boar has been working with Duskur's leadership to find out who they were.
Sounds like the word got out. But still, inciting a rebellion seems like a pretty last-ditch effort to avoid justice.
Will you be able to stay your hand, Ingrid?
I will honor His Majesty's wishes. This leader has information we need, so we have to take him alive. No matter how much I may want to do otherwise. We'll uncover the truth and punish whoever is guilty. That will have to suffice as my revenge.
I think there are a lot of people who'd like a crack at this guy. Which is why we're here and a certain someone isn't.
His Majesty placed faith in us. We can't let him down.
Right.
Können wir jetzt mal langsam loslegen?
If you three keep acting like you're going to a funeral, your troops are gonna follow suit. Snap out of it already. Hold those heads up high.
You're right. We're here as representatives of the king. And we can't afford to lose this battle.
Well then.
Come on, let's get this show on the road already.
Wie er zuerst einfach Kyla sagen wollte, dass er eine Sekunde noch gerettet hat. Die Rettung der Duscar-Soldaten gelingt. Ein Verbündeter wird besiegt oder ein Duscar-Soldat wird besiegt. Okay, wir haben auch nur die 4 zum Einsatz. Gut. Gibt's hier Schützen? Nein. Aber wir haben jetzt ein Rapier ausgerüstet. Das bedeutet, wir haben einen Vorteil gegen diese ganzen gepanzerten Einheiten. Das wird richtig gut. Oh, ja, Deju ist nur auf Level 9. Den sollten wir vielleicht als Adjutant mitnehmen. Ja, mal los.
We must help our allies.
Wo sind die denn?
Permit no casualties.
Du kommst nicht hin. Weil du kannst... nimm mal Felix. Felix ist doch nicht am dringendsten.
Allow me.
Besetze die Bollwerke. Okay, alles klar.
Begin the operation.
Besetzen. Oder kommen wir noch gar nicht hin. Dann besetzt du das hier.
Our orders are clear.
I'll do what I can.
Und du greifst den an.
So they want to keep us out? Fine. We'll just cut our
So.
No
Sind wir
killing.
schon bei.
It will only complicate things.
You think I don't know that?
So, den machen wir auch ganz schön fertig. Danke, Rapier, kein Problem für uns. So. Bei Ingrid, du kannst...
I'll handle this.
Machen wir es mal selbst. Au. Ja, bin gleich. Dann seine Leiste fallen lassen. Dann greifen wir ihn weiter an. So. Ja. Das ist jetzt unsere.
I hope I can.
Und wenn wir schon mal hier sind, können wir gleich hier weitermachen. Vielleicht hat Felix sein bis dahin auch besiegt. Nevermind, kümmern wir uns selbst drum. Das Ausweichen nicht vergessen. So. Haben wir den Basiskombo dann auch gleich mitgenommen. Tada! Oh, hi. So, jetzt können wir weitermachen. Also, du
Begin the
gehst
operation.
dahin,
Orders are clear.
Not a problem.
bis
I've
dahin
got this.
und wir gehen dann... Na, warte mal, wir machen das anders.
Not a problem.
Bis dahin.
I've got this.
I'll do what I can.
Wir gehen mit Felix dahin.
Our allies are under attack just through here. We have to hurry.
Dann sollte das ja kein Ding sein.
Let us take this stronghold.
Und dann gehen wir hier eins nach dem anderen durch. So. Also Felix ist schon fertig. Und ihr so?
Breathe.
These woods are dense.
You certainly know the terrain.
Das ist eigentlich ziemlich witzig, die sind eigentlich ein Nachteil gegen den, aber durch den Rapier ist es halt voll easy für uns.
Allow me.
So, und während wir hier machen, können wir mal kurz weiterschicken. Können wir weiterschicken? Na gut, ich meine, wir können die hier noch einnehmen, ne?
Not a problem. Move out.
So halt, wenn wir
Not
gerade
a
nichts zu tun
problem.
haben, sind ja gerade dicht.
I've got this.
Dann machen wir die hier an der Seite eben fertig und dann
I'll do what I can.
haben wir die auch.
My hometown is near these woods. The same woods where the late king met his end.
Oh. I didn't know.
Ich auch nicht.
It's rats, always sticking their noses where they don't belong.
Na
There's
toll.
going to be trouble, and we still have allies under attack.
Ah, besiege die Truppen. Okay, alles klar. Treffen wir? Ja, wir treffen.
So this is where Lambert
Zieht er seine eigene Show ab.
and my brother as well.
Do not dwell on old wounds. Come.
So. Die haben sie ja gleich. So, die haben sie auch. Als Ingrid mit ihren Feldern kann sie gleich zum nächsten weiterflitzen.
Begin
So,
the
sie geht.
operation. All
Nein.
troops, begin the operation.
Dann.
Our orders are clear.
So, dann geht Felix
I'll do what I can.
hier hin.
It's what. Stand down.
My turn.
So. Wir haben hier noch welche vor uns. Den müssen wir zwar nicht besiegen, aber halt die Kavaliere können wir halt easy wegschnetzeln. Die sind halt keine Herausforderung. Au! Ich dachte, die sind keine Herausforderung für uns. Halt dich mal im Plan! Sag ich doch! Hör mir doch mal zu, wenn ich mit dir rede! So, da ist der nächste. Was macht Felix eigentlich gerade? Ach, Felix ist da. Machen wir das. Das geht schneller. Wir haben 2 Leisten. Das können wir uns easy leisten. Beide sind voll. Was soll denn der Geiz?
Yeah, not.
So, dann schicken wir dich
Not a problem.
dahin
I've got this.
I'll handle this.
und wir können sie wieder. Wie blöd das ist, dass man für den kritischen Treffer hier immer auf dem Boden sein muss. Naja, ich schätze, das zählt noch so als Animation mit. Keine Ahnung. So, wenn wir schon mal hier sind, können wir die auch gleich mit erledigen, die Rebellen hier. So, haben wir auch gleich. Da. Und den Basiskommandanten haben wir mit erledigt. So, die Festung ist offen. Perfekt. Ach, noch nicht. Verdammt.
Begin the operation.
Ja, Ingrid, bleib da mal kurz stehen. Du kannst ja gleich weiter.
Not a. I've got this.
Old.
Machen wir hier weiter. Und Level up. Na komm, ich wollte gerade sagen. Shira hat da oben nichts zu tun, ne?
Not a problem.
So, dann brauchen wir nur noch einen. Und dann sind wir hier auch durch. Yay, Level Up für den Dude.
This strength will serve.
Den brauchen wir nicht. Oh, da müssen wir ganz Umweg laufen. Bäh. Da habe ich ja Bock drauf. Ey, wie sieht die Laufanimation so witzig aus. Kann ich mir nicht behelfen, aber irgendwie voll die Trappelschritte. Dann können wir uns auch gleich um den hier oben kümmern. Und dann gehen wir hier gleich weiter zur... wobei, bei der Festung kommen wir drüben nicht rein, ne? Ja, das ist dann doof. Okay, wer braucht hier Hilfe? Gute Frage. Da. Dem geht's gut. Der geht's auch gut. Der geht's gut. So, müssen wir uns hier ein bisschen beeilen. Ich habe gesagt, wir müssen uns beeilen. So, haben wir alle? Das dürften alle gewesen sein. Da oben ist noch einer.
I'll do what I can.
Felix braucht noch eine Weile, um das, bis er da ist.
Stand down.
Ein bisschen Feuer wird ihm gut tun. Wir müssen uns beeilen, die hier Platz zu kriegen.
Let us begin.
Dass wir da gleich rein können und dem Typen da helfen können, bevor es zu spät ist. Haben wir ein bisschen gebummelt. Da hoch.
I get why they hate us, but what sense is there in fighting their own people?
It seems that wasn't the general we were after. Come, let us go. There's still others who need our help.
So, und während wir hier zugange sind und die neuen Festungen jetzt aus sind, können wir gleich mal umschicken.
Not a problem. I've got this.
So, und dann ist hier noch Ingrid.
Begin the operation. Our order.
So. Au! Da sind ja schon Leute unterwegs, das haben wir auch gleich geklärt. Oh, nice, gut gemacht, wie du. So, der ist safe.
My turn.
Allow me.
Machen wir hier
It
weiter.
might be hard for you to be fighting in your old home to do.
Your concern is unnecessary. But thank you.
I like it touching Roman as much as the next guy, but we're in the middle of a battle here.
Aha.
Stay focused.
Konzentriert euch, Leute, wir sind noch nicht fertig hier.
This stronghold will fall.
Und Level Up.
I cannot grow.
You call.
Take a breather.
So, ist noch den hier bitte fertig.
Dusker has all sorts of people. Good and bad.
Ist das nicht überall so?
That's the way of the world.
Das Wasser.
I owe you for that. Thank you, my friend from Fargus.
Don't mention it. Now get out of here and find somewhere safe to hide.
Na, wie sind wir die jetzt los?
You come for me, huh? Well, bring it on. I'll kill the lot of you.
Da.
This is the one we're after.
Na dann. Auf ihn.
Remember, we need him alive.
Wir sind auf dem Weg.
Bor sent you with us, Ingrid. I'd have thought he'd keep you as far away from this as possible.
This assignment was my request. I seek to put the past behind me once and for all. Why did you participate in the massacre?
Upsa.
I
Ein bisschen
must
ausweichen.
know. Tell me.
Gleich haben wir es.
Play the victim. Those hands of yours have more blood on them than mine ever will.
wie jetzt überhaupt nichts kommt. Oh, kann er gleich weiter auf die Fresse kriegen. Rapier sind echt cool. Also ich muss sagen, der Rapier hat mir jetzt echt gut gefallen.
No. What are you gonna do to me?
You will come to Ferdiad and answer some questions. Take him away.
So halt, wir haben in der Klasse halt nicht nur ein total übertriebenes Moveset, sondern wir haben halt auch noch Effektivität gegen eine Klasse, gegen die wir normalerweise im Nachteil wären. So halt, Kavaliere haben hier normalerweise Lanzen, aber halt mit dem Rapier können wir das umgehen. Das ist voll mega. Dann kriegen wir noch ein Level up, wie schön. Kann nie genug davon haben. Oh, ein Meisterschlagring. Wir haben leider niemanden, der rumboxt. Noch mehr Magiekristalle. Das haben wir doch ganz gut hingekriegt, würde ich sagen.
This was a long time coming, and a fine result, seeing as we suffered no needless casualties.
I guess so. Still, I wonder why our target chose to take part in the tragedy of Duscur in the first place.
That kind of decision's not arrived at lightly. There must be some reason we haven't considered yet. I mean, maybe he honestly thought he was fighting for Duscur's future.
Then he went about it the wrong way.
Whatever the reason, there's no need to speculate.
Agreed. His Majesty will suss it out.
Yes, let's put our faith in him. But for now, we should tell the citizens of Duscur about what transpired today.
Wait. I must make a brief stop.
Wohin?
Oh? Where?
A lake deep in the forest, where a field of flowers once grew. The area was trampled by the kingdom's army some time back. I want to see if it is recovered.
I could use some flowers in my life right about now. And who knows the next time we'll be coming this way again. Mind if I join you?
Please do.
Count me in too. Felix?
I don't really care about that stuff, but sure. Still, we've got a lot to do, so let's make it quick.
Oh, how lovely. I can't believe a place like this is hidden away in the forest.
I often came here with my sister. I am glad to see it somewhat recovered.
Somewhat? You mean it used to be even more beautiful than this?
Indeed.
Wow. I'd love to see it in all its glory someday. King Lambert died near this spot, right? I wonder if Glenn ever saw this place.
I think it likely. When things settle in Duscur, this field should also return to form. We should come back then, to see the field as he did.
Yes, we should.
You sure you just want to hang back, Felix? This is really something. Might be good to, you know, take in the scenery. Maybe think about your brother.
No thanks. Remembering the past is important, but the present gives me all the direction I need. Namely, the duty to protect the same things Glenn did before me.
You mean Dimitri?
More or less. My brother gave everything to protect him, but only because he was protecting the future of Fargus itself. Which that fool will probably try to shoulder all on his own. so I guess they're pretty much the same thing at this point.
Na, wo er recht hat, hat er recht.
Anyway, keep that to yourself. And don't you dare tell the boar.
Meine Lippen sind versiegelt.
Sure thing.
Good. You know, I don't really care much for flowers, but this isn't so bad.
Sehr schön. Haben wir das auch geschafft. Jetzt gehen wir noch mal kurz zum Vorratslager, räumen das leer, weil das schon wieder voll ist. Wir kriegen mal viel zu viele Sachen. Ich meine, ich sollte mich freuen, dass wir so viele Sachen kriegen, aber irgendwie ist das nervig, da andauernd hinzugehen und die Sachen abzuholen. Also ich wünschte, das hätten sie noch ein bisschen anders gemacht. Gut, was haben wir für ein Unterstützungsgespräch? Lasst mal gucken. Naja, Schätze, das können wir eben noch machen.
Hey, Dedue. It looked like you were having some trouble out there during training today. All good?
It is not uncommon. Many soldiers do not think highly of me.
Why's that?
As you know, I am from Duscur. Relations with my home have improved now that His Majesty has taken the throne, but many still hold misgivings about fighting beside someone like me.
Really? I don't see why.
The tragedy of Duscur shook the entire kingdom to its core. And now I am among the Royal Guard, an honor often reserved for the children of nobles. As I am neither noble nor knight, many are displeased at my position.
Yeah, that kind of stuff always makes people jealous. I've got tons of rumors flying around about me, too.
Echt?
Not that I blame them. I was just a regular merc, plucked off the street and into the officers' academy just because I happened to bump into Dimitri. All of it was a lucky break, if you ask me. Kinda natural it would get under people's skin.
True. We are both here due to happenstance involving His Majesty. It is in the nobility's instinct to resent us for claiming their rightful roles. Missing out due to sheer luck is cruel indeed.
I'm sure Dimitri's got his hands full balancing it all, too. One wrong move, and we could be faced with a full-on rebellion. But you know, I think there's an easy way to solve this. We just have to prove we're both capable leaders, that we deserve people's support. It's like I said before, as long as we get results, trust and respect will follow. Even the biggest skeptics will have to throw their weight behind us if we can show we have what it takes.
Something you learned as a mercenary.
Yep. There was this thief we had in our company, real shady guy. Nobody trusted him. But he did his work just as well as anyone else. And before long, everyone had pretty much warmed up to him. After a year or so, even I was joking around with him like he was an old friend.
He won your trust.
Mm-hmm. Of course, we didn't know for sure he wouldn't just run off with all our stuff one night. But that's why people like you are so valuable. You know, people who keep an eye out for anything suspicious.
I see.
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk your ear off.
No, I appreciate it. I will try to follow your advice.
Gut, dann haben wir das auch erledigt. Cool. Dann machen wir jetzt eine wohlverdiente Pause. Und beim nächsten Mal stürzen wir uns dann wieder ins Abenteuer. Gucken, dass wir ein bisschen auf der Kriegskarte weiter vorankommen. Ich würde mich freuen, wenn ihr auch dabei seid. Bis zum nächsten Mal und ciao!